Can you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Steve Ezell, and I'm from Placentia, California.
Can you tell us a little bit about your heart condition, your heart disease, the history of your heart disease?
Uh, well, uh, about 20 years ago, I started having a shortness of breath, and what I found out were heart palpitations, and I was referred to Dr. Caceres, and found out that eventually I had heart disease, and I had to have quadruple bypass surgery.
What brought you to the EECP therapy?
Well, even though I'd had the heart surgery, after I think it was probably 3 to 4 years, I started feeling some fatigue again, and I lived in an area in the hills where I had to climb probably in the vicinity of about 40 steps just to get to my front door, and it was becoming increasingly harder, and I was running out of breath, and from time to time having some palpitations again.
When do you start the therapy? Or how was it recommended?
Well, Dr. Caceres recommended that I do a relatively new procedure at the time that he was offering at his facility called EECP. He explained it to me, and he told me the benefits of it, and it was very early on. He didn't have a lot of beds. He only had one bed at the time, and I started doing the EECP, and I started seeing the benefits that he talked about.
What was your experience like during the ECP therapy, during the 35 sessions?
Yeah. Well, at first, just the thought of 35 sessions was a little scary, and I was a little anxious. I think a lot of people might feel that way. But as time went, I found that the therapy was actually relaxing. The staff was very kind and personal and professional, and the more I did it, the more I got used to it, and the more I actually started welcoming it.
Once you completed the ECP therapy, what improvements have you noticed since then?
What can I say about the improvements? There were several. Those 40 stairs or so, I got up them, no problem, no shortness of breath, no palpitations. My wife and I went out, we bought bicycles, and we found ourselves riding around the hills of Orange County, and we went to San Diego and rode our bikes. I even rode my bike in Yosemite, which was just something that was I just enjoyed and never thought I'd ever do. As time went, we were able to get passes to a lot of the theme parks, especially Disneyland, which was something I always wanted to do. And we went there with our grandkids, and hours of walking, no problem. And I don't think if I had ever had the EECP, I'd have been able to do any of this stuff. And I'm just grateful that it had improvements for me, and I was able to spend this valuable time with my wife and my kids and my grandchildren.
Before ECP, you mentioned you have the chest discomfort, the shortness of breath, the tiredness in doing your activities of daily living, the palpitations. Now, once you completed the ECP, what happened with those symptoms that you had before you started ECP, especially your chest discomfort, the chest, the angina, the shortness of breath, and the ability to perform your activities of daily living?
Well, the chest palpitations pretty much stopped. I didn't have the problems breathing that I had beforehand. The energy levels increased tremendously. From time to time, it'd start to slow down again, and I would know it's time for the therapy again. I'd do the therapy again, and levels would go back up again, and I was feeling great.
What would you say to someone considering ECP therapy?
Well, I think I'm a great example of somebody who had EECP after the heart surgery to help my energy levels and my blood flow and the difference it made for me. But I'm also an example of somebody who's had the surgery, and 2 of the arteries have closed up, and I'm no longer available for reasons for any more surgery. So EECP is pretty much all I have. And I don't know if I didn't have that available and the technology of it where I would be right now, but I know where I am. And I'm still here. I'm getting time with my wife and my family and my kids that I'm very grateful for. And I'd also like to say I'm very grateful to Dr. Caceres for his expertise and his knowledge and his genuine concern for his patients and their welfare.
Is there any else would you like to say about the EECP therapy?
Well, I'd like to say that for me, it's an hour of not only the therapy, but it's an hour really of just being able to relax and get away from the stresses of life. And that's beneficial too, not just the act of the therapy, but the time just to sit, lay back and enjoy the quiet. And I would just say that anybody who's in a situation where it might help them, I'd say you got to give it a chance, because I'm a prime example of a person that, in all frankness, probably shouldn't be here right now, but I am. And I'm giving all that credit to Dr. Caceres and the EECP therapy.